So I love this comment because it shows that the advice out there on YouTube is it depends on the individual, right? And taking like a blanket statement of like, hey, this is gonna apply to everybody is probably the toughest thing to do like in a video. So what I love is I know this comment is just showing like the first section of it, but basically it's going over it's like, hey, well, at $50,000 using the 33% rule, which is the sweet spot, there's not much left over, right? Which I totally agree. Like for Spotify, like you have $1 left over for Spotify, right? Or having fun or anything like that, right? So that's where using the affordability spectrum, where you have the save more zone, the sweet spot, and then the stretch zone, that's where you want to make adjustments there, right? So like, let's say you're in for example, like I live in California, so high state tax state. So that means I need to account for that type of stuff, right? And we're having our first kid soon, so I need to start saving up for that type of stuff, right? Um, Also, like if you have a car, right, and it's not all paid off, so then we have to go more into the save more zone, right? That way we go less of your percentage of your income, and let's instead of 33, I would recommend going to 25% and seeing how does that feel using the home ownership free trial like playbook that I've developed, which is how do I test out my budget by doing 25% of my income if I'm renting. Try that out and pretend like you transfer that money out of your account and just pretend how it feels, right? The other thing that I wanted to mention is as your income goes, excuse me, goes up. I'm doing this live, by the way. So as your income goes up, what happens is the fixed costs of like Spotify or car, as long as your lifestyle doesn't increase, generally stays at a certain amount. So as you start making 250,000, a crazy example, right? The fixed items will feel a lot less, right? Now, definitely at 50,000, like don't get me wrong, it is very tough to buy a house unless you're like co-signing with somebody and things like that. So I wanted to make this video because I thought this comment was a really good one to kind of expand our thinking. And also why I love the affordability spectrum because it adjusts based on what you want to prioritize and what's realistic for you. Unfortunately, a lot of the videos online will say, oh yeah, you need to do the 20, 28 and 36 rule or the 50% and blah, 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 right? But that accounts for living life in a vacuum, not necessarily like adjusting to your life because life doesn't happen in a vacuum, right? So I appreciate this comment. Thank you so much. I hope this video helps at least somebody out there. Catch you in the next one.